Hello, everyone. Welcome
Hello.
back. We're on episode 36 already. It's crazy. That does not sound like a real number already. It feels like we started this like a couple months ago. Um, last time we played, Dietrich played some poker. You all got into a rumble in the power plant. And you uncovered what exactly was powering the generators. And you didn't release them, but they got out anyway. As the city went dark, you all made your escape out to Lyran's, which was lit up, and his people were packing everything into boxes and loading up carts. And I believe that is exactly where we left off. So as you pull up to this mass confusion, what would you all like to do?
Are they packing stuff into boxes like they're looting the place?
They're packing things up into. These are his people,
Mhm.
like his security you guys have seen around before. They're packing it up and loading it into like carts, like they have the intention of leaving with it, not necessarily looting.
Okay.
Can I try to get someone's attention who doesn't look too busy and just ask what's going on? Like, where are they taking all this stuff?
Okay.
Preferably someone who we've seen before who would recognize us. But
Yeah. Give me 1 second. Yeah, it doesn't take you too long to find one of the people that was in the room when you all had your first conversation with him all those days
The room
ago.
where it happened?
The room where it happened all those days ago. Um kind of looks at you puzzlingly like, did you all leave the city?
I mean, we just came from the city.
I mean, is it bad there? Like looting and
there's,
things?
yeah, a lot of looting. We decided was probably safer to lay low here for the night.
um
But it sounds like you know something that we don't.
well, I mean, you can kind of look around and see that that is not entirely the case. Um we were just kind of told to pack everything up and GTFO essentially.
But why? Well, what does all of this have to do with Lyrid?
I have no clue. I am just doing what I'm told.
He just works here.
Of course. Is he around
Um
or is he somewhere else?
I imagine he would probably be packing up his personal effects.
Do you mind if we go have a quick conversation with him? It won't take long.
Of course, we've got probably an hour or so left until we're done packing up. I mean, we've really just started, to be completely honest.
Appreciate it. Thank you. And I'll hop down and start hitching up my horse.
Yeah.
I'll follow.
Okay.
Same, and I'll make sure I take the book with me that I need to return to Liren.
Okay. As you guys head up into the estate, which you all have been at before, all sorts of his security is packing up everything from dishes to furniture into. Some of them have like ropes and pulleys, and they're lowering it down from the trees to the ground to get it out faster. Where would you like to try and find him?
Library was sort of early on the way in, if I recall correctly, wasn't it?
Yes.
Try the library first.
Okay. There are what seem like more personal effects, and more books have been stacked to go into crates as if they were put there by someone, possibly him, but he is not currently in there at the moment. Although the furniture from the room is now gone.
With like a casual glance, do the books in the stacks look like ones that were from the shelves in this room?
No, because the books are still on the shelves.
Oh, okay, so the shelves are still here. Just the rest of the furniture's gone.
Yes.
Okay.
Are there staff people in here as well?
There are people moving through the room. They're not necessarily putting the books into boxes yet in terms of the order of them moving everything here.
Can I just ask one of them, be a dear and tell us where he is?
And you see kind of one like readjusting the crate and kind of like trying to point while holding onto the crate. Indicating, where's my map here? Looks like he's pointing to one of the two rooms off of the dining room.
I extend my hand to give him a handshake. I appreciate it. And slip a gold piece into his palm as I shake his hand.
He kind of like you don't really shake his hand because it's like on the side of the box trying to hold it up, and he just kind of looks at it and kind of looks at you like, really, and just has to like readjust his grip as he moves back down the stairs out with his crate. Just shaking his head.
Yeah, head toward the direction he told us.
Cool. Yeah. Doesn't take you too long. This is, judging from the size of it, not the main bedroom, but one of the two bedrooms here in the primary estate. And Liren is going through a desk drawer and packing things up fairly fast. Kind of being nondescript about what paper goes in there. And muttering underneath his breath as you walk in.
Going somewhere?
Yes. Where, I do not know, but I do know I need to get out of here.
But why? I
Um,
mean, we've been in the city. We know what happened, but why does it put you in danger? What aren't you telling us?
I really, really want you to think about what I do and what happens this evening.
Fair
They were
holds out the book and asks, "So you've been dabbling quite enthusiastically in summoning, then I take it. Things even beyond what this book describes."
Um, not necessarily summoning, but acquiring, certainly.
I see.
So these mysterious people who run the power plant or ran the power plant are going to be coming after you, do you think?
Very likely so. Even though it was probably
Yeah.
their stupidities that caused it, they will somehow find a way to blame me.
How can we help?
Hack shit up.
I meant with the more, well, perhaps with the less immediate problem. How do we keep these folks from coming after you? How do we keep you safe?
Um, I would imagine act like you were never here. And don't let them know where I'm going,
Well,
because even I don't know where I'm going.
well, that's how we keep ourselves safe. But what can we do for you? Liren, you're a smart man. You know what I'm suggesting. I just need to hear you say it.
I mean, what do you want me to tell them? To go after them?
If if that's what you'd like,
I mean, I'm sure a lot of people would certainly like that, but I don't necessarily think that's smart.
suit yourself. It's fine. Just trying to be helpful.
Farrah will put the book in the nearest box and just start sort of looking over the papers and things left out, not like digging in any drawers or anything, but putting a few things in boxes.
Okay.
And they'll sort of take a
Um,
look at each thing before they put it away, just to sort of see what kind of items they are.
Like the more knick-knacky stuff for some of the papers.
Yeah, cursory glance over some of the papers, just sort of curious what the knickknacks are.
Tiny mementos seem to be from different elven cities and towns. Like little carved things. Some creatures, some buildings. Make an investigation check on the papers. Actually,
Guidance.
yeah, guidance.
That's
Yeah,
plus
I
a
can do that
d4.
too now, Emrys.
Gee, taking my thunder.
lightning and the thunder.
I want to be the one to
No,
guide.
that's my
this.
next character, right?
Oh, that's right.
It's a plus 1d4.
Yeah.
Okay. So with the d4, it's a 26.
Okay. Even just a cursory look with your skills of being able to look and investigate things up close. Pretty much all of the paperwork that was stored in this room, in this desk, and in like the dresser, is contracts to buy and sell animals like you all saw in his zoo. And even things you didn't see in the zoo.
What was that last part? Sorry.
It's mostly animals that you saw in his zoo, the paperwork for them, like who he bought them from or who he sold extras to. And then some animals or monstrosities that you didn't see in the zoo that he has sold off.
Okay. Any mention of the phoenixes?
No, that paperwork is not here.
Okay.
And I will also say nothing before if your imagination is the best you, nothing too exciting like a dragon egg or something. There's nothing that ridiculous.
Says the man who just is running away because he acquired 2 phoenixes.
Yeah.
Well, he acquired 2 phoenixes and they escaped.
No, but I'm saying Rai said we
But,
didn't
yeah,
find anything like dragon eggs. I'm like, there's 2 phoenixes he acquired. Hello?
yeah, no, yeah. No,
Yeah.
I'm just
There's
I'm just
nothing
thinking
at
out
I should
loud.
say there's nothing at that level in the paperwork.
No, like I'm just thinking about like if he acquired the 2 phoenixes and sold them to the power plant, I assume.
Pretty much.
So if they escape, why would they come after him? Like, or unless it was some kind of illicit deal or like,
More illicit than anything else everything else that goes on in this town.
well, no, it's more like I don't know, like if I buy a grizzly bear and then the grizzly bear goes crazy and attacks me, I'm not blaming the person who sold me the grizzly bear
Cocaine bear.
because it's a grizzly bear.
Cocaine bear. That's gonna be the best worst movie I've ever seen multiple times. Yeah, he is there packing shit away. I will say if there's anything that piques your interests, that isn't worth too much to me, I wouldn't. If you guys want to take it off my hands, obviously not say animals, but feel free.
No, not the one thing that actually deserves to be allowed to go, you know.
I mean, that could be an ecological disaster, especially with something like the sturge.
The disaster was you collecting them all to begin with.
That's quite possible. Seeing as how things turned out.
Laren, we'll help you pack. And when you get to safety, please do send us a message and let us know you're all right. But long term, a different sort of business might be advisable.
I certainly will consider it. Obviously I have my fortunes, but
There are only so many rare animal dealers in the world. I'm just afraid you draw too much attention to yourself.
you're right. I will probably, move somewhere quieter and lay low for a decade or two, just to splash in the bucket.
Yeah, get into an honest line of work like piracy or banking or cryptocurrency.
What is this cryptocurrency of which you speak? It sounds interesting.
It's basically banking, but even shadier.
Ooh. It sounds like some things that might be up my sleeve. But no, I have no idea when they're going, if or when they're going to come for me, but I imagine they would soon.
We'll try to keep them off your trail as long as we can.
Good luck with that. I still want to know how they got free, though. That should not have been able to happen.
Well, who was there watching them?
Book from his desk. To my research. This is the research I did. Multiple times. And in books, there are ways to I'm sorry, I just saw Discord. Take a point. There are ways to bind elementals to essentially act subservient to do menial tasks like heating up steam, and it seems like a way to get in good with them, and they found people that were practiced in types of magics that were needed, and they had 2 teams, so it shouldn't have been an issue.
So these teams of handlers were watching the phoenixes,
Yes, and keeping
and
their
and that
specially
was
magically endued chains on them to
so
keep them in place.
that was the reason these phoenixes weren't escaping, is there were these handlers there.
Yes.
So perhaps something happened to them.
Perhaps they left their posts.
There's a lot of reasons why it's entirely possible that those are posts. The chains were magically bound, so they should have lasted several hours without a team. That was designed as a redundancy. So, but again, I'm the ones that found some for them. I found the book that contained the magics. I sold it to them, and we haven't had an issue, but I imagine they will now think that maybe there is a limit on it, and I didn't tell them, and we are, if nothing, but overly cautious and paranoid in this business.
Would it be a good idea for us to try to talk to them on your behalf?
Probably not.
I mean, we can certainly explain to them that you certainly couldn't have foreseen this, that it must be user error of some kind.
These are not the kind of people that take that as an answer.
They want blood, no matter whose.
Or a scapegoat.
I see.
Well, I guess scapegoat and blood kind of same thing.
The way, who are they? Who owns the power plant? Is it also the Brotherhood? No, it's not them. Is it? No.
No. They have their own, because they worked in the plant and knew how it worked, they built their own system for the underground. So they would still have power, the only place in the city that would. I've dealt through intermediaries. I never knew who they were. I just knew there were several wealthy businessmen in town that owned and operated the plant and were seeking to cut costs. And you come across a lot
Well,
of weird people in the work, and I just happen to know someone that dealt in elementals.
well, it sounds like you're on your way out. We will see if there's anything we can do to protect you, but or at least keep your tracks covered.
I appreciate that.
But we have some business to take care of here in the morning.
All right.
And then I think it's probably best if we get out of town too.
I appreciate that. I'm almost done here packing things up. And once we're done, I don't know where I will go, but we'll see.
We'll keep in touch.
I will attempt to.
What are you going to do with this place when you're gone?
Nothing?
Do you mind if we stay here for the night?
I mean, I would be extra observant about things coming and going, but I don't see why not. I'm not going to be here.
True.
Yeah. Seems as good a place as any. Someone can keep watch.
And I suppose if they come looking for you and they find us instead, then they'll be that much further behind. We can take them off your trail.
Yeah, that might not be the worst idea in the world.
Now we can say we don't even know you. For all they know, we're nothing but squatters.
Escaping the city or something.
Well, just a bunch of young, opportunistic hoodlums who saw an abandoned mansion and decided to move in.
I think I read something like that in a book somewhere.
Well, the stories do all start to blend together, though, after the first 150 years.
Yes, it really is interesting how the brain does that.
Takes a really good one to stand out in your memory.
It does. Anyway, this is the last of my personal effects. So I guess I will be seeing you all later. Hopefully.
Well, be safe on the road.
I will certainly try.
Now, should I set up our tiny hut somewhere inside, or do you think if we are interrupted during the night, we would look a little bit too well prepared?
Yeah, we're indoors. I'm not sure the tiny hut's necessary. The whatever threats we face will be coming from out there.
All right.
We should just have one or two of us keeping watch. But I think if everyone else wants to spread out their bedrolls in the living room or wherever, that seems fine to me.
I can cast an alarm spell too, I guess, by like the main entrance. Since there are only a few ways up here, right?
Yeah, I have no idea how this whole place is laid out. It's the biggest house I've ever been in.
Or I guess I'll
I can
leave.
fix that.
Oh, okay.
So this is the side
I
bedroom where he
can
was.
show you the house.
Shining, shimmering
That's-
splendor.
All right. So I guess we're sleeping and standing watch over the Swiss family treehouse.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me take second watch.
Well, that's usually how we do it, right? And I'll take first watch.
Yep.
Fair and
Like-
Emrys, should we, because we probably have like more area to cover in terms of keeping watch, should we double up? So like one of them be Fair and somebody else, and then the other one be Emrys and somebody else.
Let me take mine on my own.
Okay.
And I think I will go ahead and cast an alarm spell around by the horses.
There's only
Yeah.
one way into this place, right?
Yeah, because the back way, there's a fence underneath the trees, and there's a fence that goes down into the gardens.
Okay.
Just wanted to make
Okay.
sure.
Yeah.
Then I'll leave the
Okay.
alarm there,
Okay.
and that'll last 8 hours.
At the front
Sure.
door? At the front door?
Yeah, on the ground level.
Okay.
I'm gonna take my long rest first then, while she's doing it. And I need to take my long
They.
rest.
They.
Well, sorry, I apologize. While they are doing that, I need to take my long rest.
Okay.
And before we go to bed, I'm gonna find familiar.
Okay. Spin the wheel, make a deal.
It's a bat.
It's a bat.
Nibbles a bat.
I was about to make a really, really bad in-game joke. Or out-of-game joke. So did both of Farzu's parents die in an alley or something?
Oh.
Sorry, not sorry. Yes, I'm overwriting Nibbles. Nibbles is now a bat.
Fruit bat or vampire bat?
A brown bat.
Okay, those eat bugs, right?
DS. The cute kind of bat, whatever that is.
Well, that's a fruit bat.
All of them? Except for the ones with the weird fucked up noses.
Yeah.
But I guess
They
those have
can't
their-
help they have weird fucked up noses.
Yeah, I suppose it gives them their own certain kind of charm.
It's true.
Yeah, that's what he looks. That's what the bat looks.
We have a photo posted.
Mhm.
Bat?
Yes. The cute kind of bat.
Not very cute.
I'm dreading when it lands on fish.
Because you have to carry a bowl around.
If it survives it, I don't know how the hell how it's gonna find me.
Or if it doesn't survive, you just get a different familiar.
Right?
Replacement goldfish familiar. Yeah, if you get a fish and it dies,
Yeah.
you have to flush it before
You
can
have to
summon the
flush it.
next one.
Yeah, for sure.
When you guys say goldfish, immediately, hey, we're immediately. My first thought is, hey, we're basically gods. Oops.
I'll be right back. I just
Okay.
have to go to the bathroom.
All right. So Fair's taking first watch. Embers is taking second.
Yes.
Roll perception for your.
I'm gonna let them take first watch and roll their perception. Then I'm gonna do something before my second watch.
Okay.
$19.
Okay. All is quiet on the eastern front during your watch.
As we trade watch, and I've rested and kind of done what I need to do, I'm actually gonna go to where I can see the door, and I'm gonna cast Spike Growth, where I can see like the door and everything coming up.
You don't only last for 10 minutes, right?
I know. I'm gonna go back and sit. I know it's at lasts for 10 minutes.
Okay. There's a spell that I think does that better, but I can't think of it right now.
I don't have access to it yet. I want it.
What's up?
Oh, yeah.
I have a little bit more before I get that.
I thought it was a way lower spell.
I can't see them out, but
Yeah,
the
I know.
reason I was doing that, I was going to use a wild shape and turn into a bat
Mm-hmm.
and fly outside and find a little hidey spot on the roof and just chill.
Okay.
And yes, I know that only lasts an hour, but wild shape.
No, your wild shape lasts for 5 hours.
Oh, it's 5 hours now. That's right. That's right. That's right. Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna chill there as a bat the rest of the night.
Cool.
And now I'll roll perception.
As a bat.
Yes.
Bat's got blind sight.
Yeah.
That's why I did it. Do you want me to roll with advantage because the blind sight echolocation and
Yes.
all that? That's a 17.
Okay. It is all quiet as the sun comes up, and you all wake in the house. Probably say because the time you guys got there. Probably like 9 o'clock in the morning, because you guys did have a fairly long night.
I'm also so long rest buttons.
Yes, long rest buttons, because I think some of you guys
I'm
need to hit them.
also I'm also gonna roll to see how many charges the wand of sending gets back.
Yes.
1.
1.
Oh my.
So I've only got 1 charge.
Make sure you roll your dice for the day, Farzu.
Dice for the day.
Yeah, your portent dice.
Important.
I just did.
Okay.
I got an 18 and an 8.
Interesting.
I, of course, have flown down and like wild shaped back out.
Cool. Okay. The morning is yours. What would you all like to do with it?
I'm gonna use the one charge from the Wand of Sending to get in touch with the Brotherhood again
Okay.
and just say, uh, ready to meet. Location?
Takes you a minute to hear back. The city is a mess this morning. Getting to the underground, or even the underground, isn't safe. How about the North Gate?
I'll tell everybody else that they want us to go to the North Gate. I can't reply. I only had the one charge.
Yeah.
So North Gate it is.
Okay. Okay.
I guess we'll eat breakfast and then head up.
Yep.
Breakfast rations. Is there any food left?
There's
Can you let us clean up left his leftovers? We can clean out the fridge.
there is some leftover food in various and sundry things, like partial wheels of cheese that they didn't want to take with them and some kind of stuff like that, and bread that obviously would have gone stale before they ate it on the road that was kind of left behind.
Make a charcuterie board.
Charcuterie board?
Charcuterie board, exactly.
The charcuterie board.
The
Yep.
charcuterie board.
Oh, shall we help ourselves to that and not let it go to waste?
Might as well.
Just sit on the floor of the kitchen eating it. Okay.
Vibe like we just moved into our college dormitory.
Right?
Milk crates for chairs. Yeah, absolutely that vibe.
I don't know that vibe.
I don't either, but
Sounds
I
good.
watched enough John Hughes movies to know what that vibe is.
Well, that was a very strange 24 hours.
I mean, it's kind of our fault, though.
No, it's their fault for doing it to begin with.
handlers left their posts.
I don't think it's particularly important who is right or wrong here. I think it's just important that we settle up with the Brotherhood and get the hell out of this town as quickly as possible.
Agreed.
And you're muted.
He muted when he took a bite.
Or
But yeah,
you finished chewing, but oh. Oh. Saddle
Ruh-roh-roy.
up the horses and it
Whiskey for my men, beer for my horses.
just head to the north gate through whatever the safest route is that doesn't go like right through the city. Like, can we go around the city?
Yeah, look at the map. Let me double check the map real quick. Yeah, you guys can head through, basically up through the meadows and then along the wall up into the stairs, which is the north gate.
Oh yeah, I'm looking at the map right now too. Yeah, so let's do that, I think, because going into the city just seems like a terrible idea right now.
Why? It sounds like it would be a fun idea.
If you'd like to go, we'll meet you at the north gate.
Your funeral.
Okay. Is there anything you guys would like to do on the way?
I guess just sort of keep an eye out.
Yeah, just watch the surroundings, make sure we're not being followed.
What's the weather like today?
Thanks for volunteering. Roll the d20s.
Make sure no one breaks in and we have to pretend we're filming a porno.
There have been a lot of funny things that have happened on CR. That might ultimately be my favorite.
The current weather is 5.
Evens or odds?
Evens.
Roll one more d20, please.
Another 5. The weather's extremely 5 today.
It's extremely fine. It's seasonal temperature. It's not too hot. It's not too cold here.
Is it sunny?
Yeah, I was
This
about
is the
to
drowse
ask,
question.
Like, Fair wants to know if it's sunny. Like,
yeah, because you rolled a 5, which means there's no potential for precipitation. So there are no there's no clouds.
Could still be
It's a
cloudy.
fair
It's
question,
not-
though.
Yeah, it's always a fair question every morning.
Yeah.
Every time we go outside.
It's
it's
a
quite
very fair
quite
question.
literally a fair question.
Yes.
Thanks. I hate it.
What fields are we walking by? Trotting by.
Crops. Hold up, I had this somewhere.
It's amazing. It's an entire field that only grows all the things we like to eat.
So this is Cod Verde is kind of near to the equator, where Roguewater was, in the southern hemisphere, so it was getting fall there. So I cannot find my Cod Verde tab. There it is. The hills to the north, like the very distant far you can see, that's where they all the wine grapes are grown. And then there are some typical like tropical fruit orchards and things of the nature, citrus, and then the fields are corn, soybeans.
Can
Grains.
I pluck a couple ears of corn as we drop by?
I would say like it's all like the corn is dead and has been plucked at this point
Mm.
because it is like October, November. Yeah. But it's still the recognizable stalks.
Okay.
All right.
Nothing else from me.
I don't know. How does the city look from outside right now? Like plumes of smoke or anything?
Very small ones, but still noticeable. But nothing too extreme in terms of fire and things. The biggest plume of smoke is as you guys go through the meadows and approach the wall to kind of go around to the stairs. The noticeable plume is the power plant. It is still smoldering.
Whoops.
Sorry, not sorry.
Oh well.
GG no re.
No regrets.
No regrets.
Not even one little letter.
Okay. Anything else?
Just make sure or have the 3,000 gold ready in a bag.
Okay.
And I guess like as we get closer to the north gate, I'm just keeping my eyes peeled and seeing who's there waiting for us and trying to see if it might be a trap.
Okay. Okay. Make a perception check.
That is a 24 plus guidance is 26.
Okay. When you guys arrive closer to the stairs, you would realize fairly quickly you were being followed.
I mean, followed by somebody who wants to keep an eye on us, or followed by somebody who wants to ambush us.
On a 20, it was 26, right?
Yeah.
While they're wearing more nondescript clothes in an attempt to blend in, it looks to be a member of the Brotherhood.
Okay. We're fine with them watching us. I mean, we're on our way to a meeting with them.
Yeah. What's your passive insight? 16?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, 16. Yeah, probably forward. They probably had people because they didn't know which way you guys were going to come in.
Mm-hmm.
I would say make a perception check, everyone.
Does it
Just
have to
passive.
do with sight or smell?
It is sight.
Just passive 21 for me.
Okay.
$18.
So 6 with disadvantage.
23.
Damn. Okay.
21.
What did Farzi get again?
18.
Okay. It's Dietrich, Nymeria, and Emrys, you guys. Not out of nowhere, but pretty much out of nowhere. And then Emrys, or Farzu and Fair do not see this guy until he's basically on top of you all. Kind of juts out around a corner and is like right next to Dietrich's horse and is keeping pace with you guys, kind of walking through the streets.
Can we help you?
Wonderful weather day we're having, isn't it?
I'd say it's pretty fair.
You could say that, certainly. He kind of takes like this brown duster jacket and kind of opens up the inside, and the lining is that color with the pattern of the Brotherhood. And he kind of pulls out like a feather from it. I believe I'm supposed to be talking to you. You have something for us.
Insight
Yeah.
check. 25.
Sketchy, but seems to match Brotherhood's MO.
Okay.
I'll pull out the bag of the exactly 3,000 gold that I owe them,
Okay.
that they staked me for last night.
Yep. And we'll kind of reach up and hand you the feather and take the gold and place it in his pocket.
Well, what's this for?
To make it look less weird. So he kind of covers his mouth when he says that.
Sure. Well, there's nothing else. I think we'll be on our way. Good luck rebuilding the city. There seems to be a bit of a power vacuum.
I see what you did there. As he says that, everybody make a perception check. Again.
Sight smell.
Sight, yeah.
21.
Okay.
Yeah,
18
passive
was-
21. Yeah, passive 21 again.
Okay. 18.
16.
Dirty 20.
Emerson was an 18.
Yeah.
As soon as he says that, you look down to reply and you realize he's not there and you guys have lost him in the crowd. Super stealthy boy. All right.
Well, I guess let's get out of here, I suppose. I don't particularly want to stay here any longer than we have to.
Sounds good to me. Where to next?
That's what I was just going to ask.
Oh, keep going north. We do have to
Okay.
take care of. Well, Nymeria is trying to get home. Might as well just keep going north. And we've been to Rustport already.
North it is.
Okay. Guys heading up into Rustport again? I was switching out all my tabs. Sorry.
I guess. Is there anything else north? Yeah, I mean, I guess Rustport is going to be on the way to anything else we
Yes.
want to go to.
Yeah. I mean, unless you guys go north. I guess technically, yeah, that is north. I guess northwest and go to Linnaeus, but then you're doubling back anywhere else.
I just don't know that there's any reason to go to Linnaeus. Like the only places we would go from there would be either back here or Rhineport, and those both seem like horrible ideas.
Yeah. No, I was just telling you that's the only other road going north
Yeah.
out of Cod Verite goes to that. That was more of a heads up thing, not a
Oh, okay.
thing.
Because we're trying to get to a High Frost Keep eventually. Is that the place?
Well, the forest outside of it, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so we just need to kind of keep just going north and west.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if actually going inside the town would be a good idea.
Okay. Certainly. All right. Oh, you guys already rolled for the travel day, didn't you? You rolled 2 5s.
Mm-hmm. Bear did, yeah.
Okay. As you travel along the coast road on this fairly sunny, fairly sunny, yet seasonably average day, probably only get to about 80. You guys have the day to yourselves to travel.
As we travel along the coast road, I'll ask the others. So how many handlers were there last night? How many did you dispatch?
There were 4, right?
Yes.
There were 4 of them, and I believe far as you found their quarters,
Yep.
did it look like there were only 4 there, quartered there?
Yeah, it wasn't too special.
And Dietrich will just take out 4 gold coins and flip them into the ocean
Okay.
before we continue on our way.
Why bother? You weren't even there.
Well, it doesn't particularly matter if I struck the blow. It happened because of me. Seems only right. I don't actually know the rules.
No, it happened because they were terrible people doing terrible things.
You're very beautiful, Birdie.
I was the reason you all were there. I feel terrible that it all went so twisted and I couldn't be there, but I don't know. If, if my little offering keeps the sea goddess happy, then it's worth 4 gold. And if not, and if it doesn't matter, then it doesn't matter. But better safe than sorry.
Well, that I can agree with, I suppose.
I assume our travels continue.
Yes. Let's say brief hit stop. I was gonna say, is there anything else anybody wants to do during the travel day?
We do have to like rest on the road to Rustport.
Yeah.
It's too far to make
It's
in
like
one day.
Yeah, specifically because it was like an hour to get to the North Gate,
Yeah.
so it was probably close to like 10:30 when you guys actually set out, or 11 when you guys set out from Cap Verde. Okay. Is there anything else anybody wants to do during travel day?
No.
Sounds like we're all good.
Cool. As the day winds down, you all make camp. What would y'all like to do?
How far were we able to make it?
You guys are like, you'll get to Rustport before noon tomorrow.
So I guess find a place to camp for the night.
Yeah.
Yep.
Make a. You guys gonna make a campfire or
Tiny hut. Unless we can get a bigger hut now.
Nope, still just have the one. I don't think we would light a fire in there. Can this smoke get out of a tiny hut?
yes?
Okay.
Otherwise, you guys would die from oxygen deprivation.
Yeah.
From breathing.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I guess look for a suitable campsite. Leave that to the ones who are more familiar with the wilds.
Okay. Whoever is interested in
$27.
make a survival check. Okay.
Mm-hmm. 27.
Cool. It is not difficult at all for you to gather the necessary firewood and light. The fire and get it all set up as tiny hut is being cast.
Can I look around for mushrooms and herbs and stuff?
Anything specific?
I'd like to make some more tripping one ball.
Can I assist him?
Yeah, it's nature checks, guys. Starts playing Breaking Bad theme.
$23.
Okay, and a
15.
you find 2 mushrooms that seem to be identical to the mushroom that made the potion of tripping exactly 1 ball.
Nice. Do I find any like very nice herbs that might go well with this mushroom? Maybe some mint.
You want to make mint flavored mushroom juice?
It'd be good for like bad breath too. At least you wouldn't wake up with bad breath, so
Mushroom mint juice.
Yeah, that was my reaction too.
or maybe some berries.
I will say you would find some berries, but you have no idea what they do.
I'd bring them over to Emrys. Any idea what these are?
Have I seen these since this is like the same latitude where I live? Or grew up?
Make a nature check.
19. I can't roll much higher.
They look vaguely familiar, but you don't. I will say you don't remember why.
They might kill you, they might taste good. Seen them before, but I don't remember why. I remember them. And I'm not gonna test them.
Oh,
It's a lot of
Why
things that could
not?
kill you out here.
yeah.
I don't want to die from being poisoned.
Well, Fair's read a lot of books. Maybe she's seen them in a book or something. Or they have. I'll go up to Fair.
I don't know that they can help us, but we can try.
Does Fair have proficiency with nature?
I do not.
I will say probably not then.
Well, I was going from person to person to see who knows what.
They're berries. They're all round and they come in a few different colors, but otherwise they look the same.
You know what, Farzu? Why don't you eat one and tell us how it works out? I'll stand and watch.
That'd probably be a good chance just to do it myself. You could save me if I start puking and
I don't know that I can save you from being poisoned by berries off the ground. I can bring you back to life if you die, but I don't really want to do that again.
well, maybe Nightmare knows. She's got a pretty good sniffer on her. Maybe she could tell us if they're poisonous.
I mean, I can try. Let me see them.
I wish I had
18.
marbles.
Nature.
18 nature.
They don't smell bitter or sour, which you would think from experience is what poison would smell like. But you can't be 100% certain. Kitty.
They don't particularly smell like bad berries.
At
Like
that
not like
point, I'll
rotten,
pop
but
one in
not
my
like
mouth.
poison. But I can't be sure.
At that point, I stick one in my mouth.
Do you eat it or do you just stick it in your mouth?
I stick it in my mouth and I chew it.
It's a legitimate
Alright,
question.
I think Dietrich is at that point is like it's completely up to you, Farzu. You could risk your life for absolutely no reason or don't. Oh, you already did. Okay. Okay.
They said it would be fun, so he had to try it.
No one said it would be fun. 0 people said that.
The voices in his head clearly said it. We all said it was a bad idea, but he did it anyway.
So how messed up am I?
He's an adult. He can make his own life or death choices.
But then I have to make a choice. Do I save him or not?
And that is your decision as an adult.
It's definitely not fully ripe, so it doesn't taste sweet, but it also doesn't taste bad.
Well, I guess it's just gonna be mushroom stew tonight. And I'll toss the rest of the berries and I'll take those mushrooms in a mortar and pestle and grind them up and make some good juice.
You're making mushroom juice out of the... You're making more potions of tripping one ball?
Yep.
Okay. So you get 4 vials from the 2 mushrooms.
Nice.
You know, Farzo, I have an idea.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't drink these, but we sell them.
Should I dilute them?
Turn it into 8 vials, sell them, make some money. I can buy my armor this way.
Sure. I will dilute them and turn the 4 vials into 8.
Potion of tripping, what, 0.25 balls?
Half a ball.
Half a ball.
Half a ball.
Half a
Half
ball.
a ball.
Half a
Math's
ball.
hard.
Well,
The only way I'm letting you get away with this is if Farzu shaves his head and starts wearing a fedora.
I'm pretty sure
technically,
Farzu already doesn't have hair.
I think we just
Technically,
need
I
to
am
find a
bald.
fedora.
You just need to find the fedora.
deep
It's
gnomes are bald.
not a fedora, it's a pork pie.
Oh,
I
yeah,
will
yeah,
I will
you're
de-
right. Yeah,
I
you're
will,
right. You're
I
right.
will
Sorry.
defend Walter White on this. He does not wear fedoras.
Heisenberg? Is this our Heisenberg?
What
Allegedly.
you think I've done?
Allegedly Walter White.
What if you've come to battle? I've already won.
Farzu is the one who knocks.
I mean, he does have a knock spell.
He does have the knock
I do.
spell.
I do also have a fedora.
Oh god.
Jessica, get him a real pork pie, like Walter White. I don't know.
I used to have one. I went as Walter White for Halloween one year.
Is there anything
Hang on,
else?
let me find a picture. Actually,
Okay, is there anything else you guys want
It's
to
a-
do with
it's a
your
good
evening
picture.
besides starting your drug empire?
Fair is gonna start scribing a scroll.
Okay.
Or work on a scroll of hold person.
Right.
And they can do it in half time for half the price. That's going to take a day and a half and 125 gold pieces of supplies.
What level is hold person?
Level 2.
That does not take that long.
Oh, I might have been looking at a different, because they changed the list, didn't they?
You also are probably looking at the D&D official list too. I have my own.
Much shorter time to scribe spells.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it's 4 hours and it's a DC. It's Arcana check DC 14.
Okay, but I could do it in 2 hours.
Yes.
The 26 Arcana.
Okay.
And how much do I spend to scribe it at half price?
That would be 1 ink vial, so 50 gold.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else on this evening's agenda? Who's gonna keep watch? Normal 2?
Yep, I'll take first watch.
All right. Perception checks from both of you, please. Emrys.
Passive 19.
Okay.
$24.
Alrighty. The night passes without incident.
I'm gonna roll for the wand of sending again.
Okay.
4 full charges.
Who besides Fair wants to roll for weather today?
I will.
I'll do it. Okay.
I'll let Farzu do it.
Me? Okay. Cool. Oh, good God.
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 1.
Roll 2 d20s for me, please.
A 2 and a 4. I
2
should
and a
not be
4.
rolling dice.
So somehow you rolled normal weather, but triggers both procs, and then rolled no wind and no precipitation. So it's a day
Oh, good.
exactly like yesterday.
Wow. Okay.
Also, are you using the
Yeah,
new
good
NVIDIA
luck.
eye filter, by the way? It is freaking out.
Yeah.
When you
Please
look
don't.
down, your eye it flashes eyes and then doesn't flash eyes like really rapidly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's beta.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's bad.
They need to fix it a lot.
Oh yeah, it's still fun. Creeps Jess out completely.
Yeah, it creeps me out too.
I'm very creeped out.
But it seems to do better with the like removal of everything.
Yeah, it's great when your face is in this circle and you're not looking down or at any odd angles.
Mhm.
And outside of that, it's creepy. Anywho, as you guys head out into Rustport,
I can
we'll
turn it
take
off.
our break there. See you guys in a few minutes.
there. Like you can just cut it. I don't know. It was weird.
Oh
I
my
need to go
God.
again.
I hate it. Anywho, as you all start your journey, not journey,
Journey?
Yorny.
sounds like I'm from Jersey. Journey, starting your journey off right. Anyway,
With their number one smash hit, Don't Stort Belurvin?
yes. Thank you. Was it you who sent me the Swedish chef shirt?
Yes.
I need it.
Root or fruit?
That's not even Swedish. He's just saying random syllables.
Oh, they're not random.
No, they're not. That was a joke from Muppets Most Wanted during the interrogation number. They bring in a Swedish translator, and he's like, "That's not even Swedish." Anywho, as you all head out, kind of like 3 hours before you guys get to Rustport, if you want to do anything in particular.
Can I see if I see any more of those mushrooms? Just in case it's this kicks off.
Sure. Make a perception check.
That'd be an
Be an 8. Unfortunately, it speeds your
see nothing.
riding on the horses and the pony. You're not able to.
Did you even test the ones you made? You diluted them. Are they still effective?
Oh, I'm pretty sure they're effective.
Well, they're effective at something, we know.
Tripping balls.
0.1, 0.5 ball.
That means it's controlled. They'll
Mhm.
enjoy it, but not feel terrible.
Holy shit. Disclaimer, that is not what that means.
It's just less potent.
Oh, that's what they mean by controlled substance. I always wondered.
Jesus
Yes.
fucking Christ.
Look, we won't get in trouble for it. Who's gonna ever find out? A man selling mushroom juice and his friend who can control animals? It'll be okay.
It's the quenchiest.
Quenches your thirst and gets you high.
Oh. No, I'm not worried about anything happening to you. Not in Rustport. Selling
You have some
question
friends?
selling questionable mushroom juice is not even on the radar of sketchiest things happening in Rustport today.
Do you have
Do-
some
do-
friends who want to buy it?
Yeah. Yeah, do you know some people that might want to try some?
No, I'm afraid I don't know many people there anymore.
Hmm.
But I certainly probably still know where to ask around.
Awesome.
But also, we've been there. We did a bunch of murders there like 3 days ago.
And
It was
your
longer
point?
than that, but yeah.
We did a bunch of murders there like less than a week ago. I know, I'm saying I have absolutely no idea what kind of reception we'll get. Should be
Well-
fine. The people we murdered were thieves and poachers, but you never know.
Might not be a good idea to sell it there, but let's sell it anyway.
Let's try. Everest, what do you think we could get for a little vial like this?
I
100
mean, it's
gold?
better. Easily. It's better than alcohol.
It is. I still have my own personal vials, or my own personal bottle of it. That's flavored-ish.
I'm shocked you haven't just drank that already, though.
It's got to be one of those good nights, you know?
I wonder if it sits longer, is it more potent?
We're going to have to figure that one out.
If you fellows are gonna sell this, you have to stop using it. I hear that's like rule number 1.
Well, that's a horrible rule.
Then
That's-
don't sell it.
You
Feel
know
free
what
to
they say,
keep
though.
drinking it.
Rules are meant to be broken.
And that's how Farzu got high on his own supply.
You can't try your own product. That is a good point. That just means we're eating the stock and drinking it. We can't do that if we want to make money.
So we're going to have to find someone to test it on.
Well, let's find somebody who will buy it without a test. I'm sure that can be done.
Sounds good.
All right, Walter, lead on.
Okay. The group Discord is popping off tonight. I love it. So many good jokes.
Yeah, at least we're not waltzing into town to wantonly murder people.
We are
Just
not murder
wantonly
hobos.
sell them
It's okay.
drugs. It's okay.
The wanted murder was last week.
We're selling drugs in fucking Rustport.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
It's hardly the most upstanding. Like, are there even cops in Rustport?
Well,
I'm
Farzu,
honestly
Yes, but they're mostly on the take.
Yeah. Like
Farzu, I'll tell you
We-
the place to sell this, the bar.
the last time we were here, we rode into town, murdered 5 people, and left. I don't think selling drugs is going to be a huge issue.
Drugs, alcohol, and rock and roll.
Don't forget firearms.
I won't.
I thought it was
I
sex,
won't.
drugs, and rock and roll.
Yes, but
I thought it was alcohol,
Alcohol.
tobacco, and firearms.
ATF.
ATF.
All right, so I'm gonna lead us, I don't know, to what looks like a shady bar. I mean, they're probably all shady here. So one of the nicer shady bars where they look like they have gold.
I'm like riding a length and a half behind Emrys, and I'm letting him lead the way, and I'm just kind of amused. I'm like, I want to see what he thinks is a shady bar. This should be good.
Do you want to go to the place you all went to last time where they didn't mind that you murdered 5 people and still let you spend the night? Is that it? You guys
Yes.
are gonna go back to the Seagull
Yeah.
Inn? Yeah.
Yes.
That sounds like our speed.
So as you guys make it to the South Docks, I need everyone to make a perception check as you guys go through the trade district and get to the South Docks.
Still sunny out, right?
Yes.
Sight, smell, sound.
It's always
It is
sunny
sight.
in Rustport.
I made the worst joke on Twitter a couple weeks ago.
That's not hard to believe, Rai.
I drove through Philly and it was so overcast. And I was on Twitter. I was like, "What the
I
hell,
thought
guys?
it was always sunny.
I thought it was always sunny in Philadelphia." A bunch of my friends from Philadelphia commented they were photoshopped. Perception
15.
15.
Yeah, with advantage. That sucks.
14 with
23.
disadvantage.
23.
Passive 21.
Farzu.
19.
19. Okay. So
Oh,
Farzu.
passive 16.
Passive 16. Farzu, Dietrich, and Emrys. As you all make it to the South Docks, among the kind of sails that kind of top out here at the docks that you all can see, there's also a plume of smoke that is oddly familiar. That looks to be docked.
There's smoke coming from that way.
Ironside.
All right.
I-
I assume this is an ironclad.
Yeah.
Ironclad, Ironside.
I don't want to sell the drugs anymore. I think
Oh.
we shouldn't be here.
Well, shit.
We should turn around, shouldn't we?
Do you think so? Yeah, that
Yeah,
that sounds like a good idea.
I think we made a wrong turn into the city. It happens.
Yep. You know, this isn't the place we meant to go after all.
These are
You
not the
want to try to
droids
sail
we're
it on the
looking for.
outskirts?
On second thought, we shouldn't go to Camelot. It is a silly
It's
place.
a silly place.
I think we just put those away for now. We'll find someone. I'm just gonna turn around and start going the opposite direction. Out of the city. And fast.
Run away! Run
You
away!
guys could go back out of the city south.
I know. Yeah, I mean, we don't want to. Or I guess could we turn like inland and go like on the map, go to like number 7, and then across the bridge to number 4, and then to number 8, and then out.
Yes. 8 would take
And
you
should
to 8 would take you to Lilum.
Could we do that? Could we do that without being seen by number 5?
Yeah.
Or do we want to risk that?
Johnny 5 is alive.
Like if you're looking at the map, I assume we're close to like 6 now.
You guys were almost to the where the trade district turns into the South Docks.
Okay, so we're a little bit past 6.
Yeah.
So do we want to just turn around and go back south where there's nothing really in that direction? Or do we want to try to get over to 7 and then to 4 and then to 8 and out to the north
Well, that's the way we
With-
want to go, right?
without being seen by 5?
It seems like that would be a good idea.
I think. Yeah, I mean, trying to go up to Lilum seems fine. I think ideally we would go out like the other way and go toward like more directly toward like Ship's Rest,
Yeah.
but it's not the end of the world.
Yeah. So you gotta remember the Rustport map is like turned because it's weird.
Yeah.
So the road that 8 is directly attached to goes to Lilum. The other road splits off 2 ways. One goes to Serene, the other one goes to Ship's Rest.
What one goes to
So
where?
the road that the number 8 is
Yeah,
physically
no,
on,
I heard
yeah.
you were just breaking up for a minute there.
The other road
Uh-huh.
splits off the map. One goes to Serene and then continues up the coast. The other one goes across the land to Ship's Rest.
Well, just maybe once we get across the river to like 4, we can maybe cut back and take that way towards Ship's Rest. Or
Yes.
even like cut back through the meadow once we're out of town or something like that. But like I don't think staying on this road and going up until number 1 is a good idea. We should try to get over to number 7.
Yeah, I like that
Agreed.
idea too. And then going out and cutting over to the other road outside of
Yeah.
town.
Yeah, because I think we want to be on that left road that goes north. So I think we can probably get to like number 8 and then cut across. But I don't like the idea of doing a straight shot up to number 1. Because I think we'll probably die.
Yeah.
So and I head away from the Ironclad and toward East Town.
Okay. Go across the bridge at 4.
Yeah, and cross the bridge to the Bronze Forge.
And then once you're out of the city limits, cross through the paths
Cross through
between the
the
fields to the other
yeah,
road. Okay.
and head towards Ship's Rest, I think, because that's kind of the direction we're heading.
Make a group stealth check.
What are the roads?
Cobblestone, but you're on a horse.
Well, right.
23.
Oh.
16.
Guidance. Sorry, who wants guidance on this?
I give it to myself.
You give it. I will give it to. So I've got a +10 to stealth. I'll give it to somebody who doesn't have a +10 to stealth.
I got a dirty 20. So
Okay,
I mean, I'm not gonna say what I got. I already rolled.
I'll give it to you. So add a D4 to whatever you got. And I rolled a nat 19, so I have a 29.
Cool.
So now it's a 13.
That's the right decision.
Far as you got a dirty
Gave me
20.
a whole
Far
1.
as you got a dirty 20, right? What did Emrys get?
yep.
16.
16.
Sorry.
Okay.
Was looking at modifiers. Brains half off.
What did Fair get?
Nat 20 for 23.
Okay, because it all came down to that. It was tied to 2. You all carefully navigating through main streets and side alleys are able to successfully navigate your way out of Rustport. There were at least 2 times on your trip through the city that, since this is a city mostly made up of dwarves and gnomes, stuck out like sore thumbs. In the armor of Stormmaw, but different. Their armor shard black to be intimidating. But with a little bit of luck and good timing, you are able to escape them and get out onto the road.
Well, shit.
So what's the new plan?
Keep going, I suppose. We should hit ship's rest in a few days. From there, I suppose it's a straight shot toward Killorn or Wolfhorn or further north. Right, can I make an insight check? Do I get the sense that they were there looking for us? Or were they just there?
Make an insight check.
Not one and a one on guidance. So that's a total of 8.
No clue.
Yeah.
And I guess
I
related
could
question. Oh, go ahead.
I could use a luck point, but that seems thematic. I'll leave it.
Fair enough.
Like, yeah, no. Having no idea is probably a more fun story.
But I guess related question, the ones that we did see, I know we probably avoided them and didn't stay long to look, but did it look like they were like heckling the locals at all, or how were the locals responding to them?
They were. Make a perception check.
Oh.
Retroactive perception check.
6. Pretty sure they were from Stormmaw.
Yeah. They seem to just be asking questions.
Okay.
Here's a question. Do we think it's smarter to perhaps stay away from the coast?
Yep, I think so.
I think that's a good plan.
If they are looking for us, I'm not sure ship's rest is going to be the safest place to go.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, we need to go in that direction and it's on the way, but I think maybe we try to skirt around town and maybe we stop at Oakhart. Or something.
Yeah.
Like Oakhart's on an inland lake. That should be fine.
More camping, but I guess if it's safer, we might as well.
Yeah, no, it'll be several days of camping. But I hate to think of what would happen if one of those ironclads were to find us in a small town like Ship's Rest. At least in a big city like Rustport or Cap Verde, we can kind of get lost.
If the weather's good, it's 8 days to Oakhart.
Yeah. Well, we've got plenty of rations.
Gives me time to look for more mushrooms.
And I suppose we could ask around once we get to Oakhart and see if anyone there has news.
Okay.
So are we going to follow the road to Ship's Rest and just avoid going into the city, or are we going to sort of steer off on our own path somewhere
Yeah,
along the way?
I think once we start to get kinda close to Ship's Rest, we just kind of veer off and go like around it if there's like a forest or some place to keep out of sight to get around the town. But I guess we'll see when we get there. Like I don't know if there's a forest there or anything like that.
Have I read anything about the geography of the area?
Around Ship's Rest or Oakhart?
Like between them?
It is a pretty dense forest between them. Even with the road, it can be kind of difficult to navigate sometimes.
Oh, good. I'll pass along the info to everyone. So easy to
Yeah.
hide, but travel will suck.
Yeah. Well, that's why we have so many rations, I suppose. We can always stock back up in Oakhart if we have to.
Hopefully, sleep a night in a proper bed to straighten out my back after all this.
Yeah, it has been an eventful few days.
In my head, I'm like, how many more levels in Plum Mansion? All right.
Well, it's suppose we'd better get a move on. I wouldn't mind putting as much distance between us and that ironclad as possible.
Here, here.
All right. Besides Farzu making a perception check for mushrooms, is there anything anybody else wants to do with their day of travel?
I'll send a message to Willie, just letting him know about the ironclad in Rustport, and we're not sure if it's us they were looking for, but someone from Storm Maw is poking around the area, and they probably don't have good intentions.
Is that what the message says? Or
Oh, that's a
Just-
summary of it. I can
no.
count out.
I'm.
Well,
yeah,
I've got 4 charges of the wand.
oh,
I can
okay.
say everything I need to say.
Yeah. Willie will kind of take a couple minutes to respond. Yeah, we heard they have been poking around the area. Something to do with some prince.
All of this message back, like, yeah, you kind of helped us cremate him. We'd best stay out of sight.
Oh, that guy. Okay,
Yeah.
understandable. Okay. Thanks for the heads up.
Oh, that guy.
Oh, that guy. Thanks for the heads up.
Yeah. So cool. Hey guys.
Yeah.
Well, according to our um according to our beholder friend, they're definitely looking for us. Or more accurately, they're looking for whatever the fuck happened to Lucius.
Lovely.
I mean, he got eaten by a slime monster.
Well, I think they're more concerned about his body.
It was a slime monster.
The body was us.
It was a slime monster, if they ask.
Sure. But
Oh, it was us, but it's a
yeah.
slime monster, if they ask.
Oh, of course. I would love to not be in a position where they're asking us anything. I'm happy to let them just keep looking around until they finally figure out that he gone.
I assume you're making a perception check for more mushrooms, Farzil.
I got a 19.
Okay. You find 2 more.
Awesome. What kind of mushrooms are they? Have I figured that out yet?
No, you just know they cause people to trip balls.
Okay, so I'm just gonna call them tripping ball mushroom.
Mostly because I'm not looking up how to Latin name mushrooms and coming up with a fake one.
So 2?
Yeah. All right. Anything else on this day of travel?
How is Ollie holding up?
He's fine. He's right here. In the bandu, you know. The baby Bjorn.
Anything else? Who, after you guys set up camp, who's going to keep watch? The normal two?
Yep, I can take first watch.
Take second.
And I regained 1 charge of the Wand of Sending. How many did I have to use to message Willie?
You guys had a conversation back and forth, so I would say 2.
Okay, so I'm at 3 now.
Alrighty. Perception checks from both of you, please.
$24.
Okay.
19.
Fair, your shift on watch goes without much difficulty. Nothing really happening. And Mercier's as well. Animals are obviously, I think, curious of what it is, but it's not too difficult for them to stay hidden in the woods around you all as you watch, and the sun slowly starts to come up on another day. Right. As you're all facing another day of travel, I need someone who hasn't rolled today to roll for weather.
I will. Oh, Meg's already did.
14.
We all know what happened last time you rolled.
Look.
Evens or odds, Meg?
Evens.
Roll one more d20.
I
4.
like where this is going.
I like how every extra roll for wind or precipitation has turned out nothing. It is not raining. However, it is overcast today.
I'll eat one ration pack.
Yeah, make sure you guys mark off a ration for the day.
Yeah. I
And
have
I mark off
16.
2.
I have 16 left.
Yeah, I'm gonna mark off 2 as well because I missed yesterday's.
Well, I mark off 2 because Ollie eats one.
Or I thought we had did the charcuterie count yesterday?
Yeah,
Yeah, that
If not,
counted
I'll-
yesterday.
Oh,
That
no.
counted yesterday?
Yeah, the
Okay.
charcuterie board counted yesterday.
Charcuterie.
Charcuterie.
All right.
Nymeria,
Yes.
do you ever do any hunting with that bow? It would be nice to eat something other than rations, if there's a chance.
I mean, I could, if I really wanted to go hunting, I could just use the claws, you know? I mean, just kind of like.
That is a good point.
We've been wanting to, to keep on the move, so there hasn't really been a whole lot of time for that sort of thing.
No, you're not wrong. Maybe by the time we get into the forest or something.
I could probably set up some traps and stuff while we're in there, since it sounds like it's going to be pretty dense.
I can confirm that no end of small creatures come by during the night to investigate the hut.
Well, I'm not sure how helpful I can be, but do let me know.
Okay. What's on the docket for today's travel?
I'm not sure there's much of a docket. I think we're just keep
Besides
going.
searching for more mushrooms.
Wizardy things on the road.
Playing with the baby.
Playing with the baby. Maybe a dingo ate the baby.
No, I'd eat the dingo first.
That's true.
I guess mostly just keep an eye out while we ride to see if there's anyone following us.
Okay. There does not appear to be anybody following you. I will say that with your passive of 19.
So about how many days until like we hit the forest near Ship's Rest?
You've got another 2 days before you get to outside of Ship's Rest.
Okay.
So 3 days, and you guys will be in the dense forest between that and Oakheart.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think there's anything in particular that I want to accomplish before that,
Okay.
or at least not on the road.
All right. Farzu, more mushrooms today or no?
I think it'll be easier once I'm off the horse. So once we like go to set up camp, that's when I'd look for the mushrooms.
Okay.
I just think that would be easier.
All right. The day is pretty uneventful. It's another day on this fairly nice road, if a little bit ill-maintained. Grass and some other brush growing up on it is it's probably not traveled super often. But yeah, it goes without incident, and you all can set up camp on night 2. So you're doing that, make a nature check, Farzu, when you guys get to camp.
18.
You find 4.
Nice. I'll add them to my bag.
While we're all sort of settling down, Fair will dig out one of Lucius's old books of salacious literature and sort of leaf through it a little bit, like look at a few passages, giggle, and then they take out their knife and start like cutting out the center of the pages, leaving the edges intact.
Okay. I'm very curious now.
I look over at Fair cutting up this book and I see what book it is, and I just kind of grin and ask and just say like, it's not bad, huh?
Fair will like flip several pages ahead from where they're working and just start reading a passage out loud in a dramatic voice.
Good God.
At this
It's like
No
point,
the
one-
people who
everybody-
it's like the people who write these have never had sex before.
Seems like it.
Unless you're reading
But-
unless you're reading the Dick Trickle books, which, by the way, if you do not know what those are, go look them up.
Okay. Fair will go back to sort of like cutting the pages out in the middle and just say, but who would want to look inside if they saw this book, if they got our belongings and looked through everything, who would they think to open this book?
See, that's why you're the smart one, Fair.
Just line it with lead once all the pages are cut out, and hopefully
Well,
no
what-
one will be able to find out what's inside.
And what do you plan on keeping inside, or is that a secret from me too?
Oh. Let's go with that answer. secret from you two.
Interesting.
Sorry, Chuck Tingle. That's who I was
Oh,
thinking
Chuck
of.
Tingle. Yeah, I was gonna say, who the fuck is Dick Trickle?
NASCAR Hall of Famer, by the way. Actually,
Jesus.
not kidding.
That's actually his real name.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
he picked a perfect
truly
career. He was a
sorry.
NASCAR driver.
I'll leave that alone.
So as they're going through all this, I'm sitting at the base of a tree, watching them as they do all that. I'm just petting my bat nipples. Maybe kind of looking at his wings, trying to figure out how good of a familiar this one's going to be.
I mean, it's all the same familiar.
Oh, yeah.
Harzu, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Oh, your familiar companion, what's it?
Nibbles, yeah.
Why is Nibbles a different animal every time?
I don't know. Every time this happens, it's different.
You
Kind of
do you not
interesting.
do you not control it? I thought your variety of spellcaster was all about controlling everything.
I don't know. I'm still learning this wizardry thing. Still mainly a
Interesting.
sorcerer. All the party tricks and all that stuff.
Well, I'm not pretending that I even know the difference, but I've never heard of one changing
Or
forms every time.
meh. It's quite interesting.
It certainly keeps us guessing.
I like it that way, actually. New ways of using him.
Giggity.
Well, if he ever turns into a seagull, you have to promise to keep him away from my head.
What, you don't like seagulls?
Not above my head, I don't.
You also have to make sure if he's a seagull that he doesn't run away.
I don't think I have Seagull on the wheel.
That's okay. I can make seagulls happen if you would like them, Farzu.
Seagulls seem fun.
How many would you like?
5.
Sea goddess,
What?
give me strength.
How about 8?
Sure. Sounds like fun.
I'm gonna summon 8 seagulls. And they are not going to fly above Dietrich. They are just gonna circle above Farzu and poop. Yeah, no seagulls. See, they're not fun.
Oh, they are if they poop on someone else. They'll poop on me. I'm like, no care whatsoever.
I just draw my sword and ignite it and point it at Farzu and say, it would be the last spell you'd ever cast. And extinguish it and put the sword away.
The seagulls poof out of existence when he says this will be the last spell you'll ever cast.
I was directing that at Farzu. Like, if you ever do
I
that,
know.
like, you I trust slightly more. Slightly.
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 Because I'm short, isn't it? and chubby.
No, it's because Emrys is chaotic in a fairly predictable way, and you are a total wild card.
Look, it's just fun. I would never actually have a seagull poop on you if you didn't like it. I mean, Farzu sounds like he likes animals doing weird things, and I'm a little concerned.
Look, I of all people don't kink shame.
I'm not either, I'm just concerned. He may get himself into something he can't handle.
No, I was already concerned that he would get himself into something he couldn't handle, but
That'll
so
do
far
it.
he's been able to handle everything. So far.
His poor pet hasn't, though.
Well, yes.
Poor Nibbles.
All right. R.I.P. Nibbles the Fourth. Fifth. Sixth?
Fifth.
Honest, I lost count around 2.
Squirrel
It's kind of
hawk.
cool that it can breathe fire, though.
Squirrel hawk something jackalope spider.
Oh no. Above game, I'm sure we know the answer. In game, Dietrich lost count around the second one. He doesn't know how many there
I
have
can
been.
only count to 4. I can.
Well,
only-
because Dietrich's also used to Frank, who didn't, keep doing this shit.
Well, Frank wasn't with us for that long.
But he was with. I'm just
But-
saying that, to my knowledge,
Yeah.
that's his only knowledge before
Mhm.
Nibbles of that kind of a familiar, and Frank
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
die and change.
Well, and I had like I was a pirate. Like I'm sure I knew pirates who had like their parrot or whatever, and I'm sure that a couple of those pirates were actually like spellcasters, and the parrot was actually a familiar and did weird stuff. But like, I just never seen anything like, oh, it's a different animal every time it dies.
Yeah. Which is also technically not how the spell works, but yeah. So it is interesting. I like it's a good take. It's a cool take.
Well, I mean, but yeah, the way the spell works, he gets to pick, and he's just putting it in Fate's hands, and
Yeah.
I mean, it's
like I above game I get it, but like in game I'm gonna ask about it.
Yeah, no, I get it. Is there anything else
Makes
you
me
guys want
think.
to do this evening at camp?
No.
Okay.
I think I'll send because I think now I should have full charges on the wand.
You have 3
I have 3 now.
because you'll get
Oh,
and you'll
yeah,
get the 4th
it'll be
charge tomorrow morning.
4 after tonight. Okay, so I'll wait till tomorrow night to send another message.
Okay. So Fair is carving out the book. As far as you found mushrooms, can I get? I assume the 2 elves are gonna do their normal thing. Can I get Fair and Emrys to?
Dirty 20 perception.
22.
So what's that on the die?
It's a 12 on the die plus 7, and then.
Okay, 12 on the die. Thank you. Okay. Fair, did you cast Tiny Hut?
Yeah,
Okay.
before I started carving up the book.
Cool. Just wanted to double check. I will fix that. Fair, your shift goes without much incident. Same type of small woodland creatures. That you're used to hearing. During Emrys's shift, after you all have changed who's watching, I need you to make another perception check, please.
Who, me?
Emrys.
Oh.
Uh, 19.
About an hour into your shift in the dead of the evening, when everything is still and quiet, all of a sudden you can't hear the animals around you anymore. But you feel something cold, like a presence around you.
How big is the tiny hut?
10 feet by 10 feet.
Cool. I'm going to go inside the hut and cast Wall of Fire with fire on the outside around the tiny hut. And then wake everyone up.
As you cast that spell, you think it would work. You're safe in here. But you look down, and coming out of your bag of holding is this long clawed arm wrapping around your leg. And that's where we're going to leave it tonight.
Seriously? You're gonna leave it there?
Yep!
Well,
What do I have in the bag of holding?
I don't know, but we're about to find out.
One of the other salacious literatures has tentacles in it, and
It's
getting
become
serious. I don't
self-aware.
know. Yeah.
Self-aware porn.
Oh, I royally messed up. Give me a second.
I don't have anything in the bag of holding. Now I'm confused.
Well, there are creatures that are in the bag of holding.
Yeah, like there
I
are
remember
creatures
correctly.
that travel through the Oh, interesting.
Slow mode was turned on.
Yeah, I hit the wrong button. And then it wouldn't let me fix it unless I'd logged out and logged
Yeah.
back into the account. So now I'm going to actually launch the raid that I can launch. That took me forever to do. Alright, we're gonna go raid some people who are actually playing the Dragonlance campaign, which should be a lot of fun. So, we'll see you guys next time. Bye.